Hello and happy new year to everyone. My name is Prudence. I am a chartered accountant and an entrepreneur. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about all things finance. That's in relation to personal finance, small business management, and financial literacy. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom of your screen and also hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload new videos. And in this year 2023, I have exciting and informative videos that, if followed, will help you move positively through your financial journey. A new year is always a great place to start afresh. All those things that you failed to do in the past year or the year before, you have now been given a new slate, a new chance in life to start things over. And don't fret if you didn't accomplish all your goals for 2022. We all know 2022 was such a hard year, economically speaking. So if you didn't accomplish everything, don't worry. You are not the only one. And also, even if you accomplished one thing, pat yourself on the back. At least you tried. So now we're here in 2023 to try again. And if it doesn't work out in 2023, again, don't fret. You have a new year to start over again next year. But let's focus on 2023. So take one day at a time and try to improve yourself in all the areas that you would like to improve. On this channel, I'll help you with information that will assist you in improving your financial journey. Today, we are discussing the 6 bad money habits that are keeping you broke. So let's know what those are and all the things that you can do to stop and all the habits that you can replace them with, so that by the end of this year, you and I are talking in millions, billions if we want to. But yeah, one step at a time. So let's get to the bad habit number 1 that you need to stop. The first bad money habit that most of us practice is that we are afraid to talk about money. We are afraid to research about money, to investigate about money. The money topic in most households that I know is more like a no-go zone. You don't talk about money. That's like the silent rule. Yet when we leave secondary school or college, we're expected to go out in the world and know everything there is to know about money. We're expected to know about investing or saving, or what an emergency fund, or what a core account is, what a checking account is. Yet these things are not casually discussed, which is something that we're supposed to do. We trade every day. We use money every day. You know, the airtime that you're using, the data that you're using to watch this video, your transport, your food, your rent. Like on a daily basis, you're doing something about money, yet we don't talk about money. So what you don't know, you don't know. So if you're not researching or trying to educate yourself about money, it's no surprise that you are stuck where you are because you don't know. So the first habit that you need to change is that you need to get comfortable talking about money, discussing about money with your friends, researching about it, reading. The fact that you're watching this video, that's a good thing. It's like, good job to you. Yay, you have now started to do that. So watch these kinds of videos on YouTube and take what resonates with you. So the very first thing is to get comfortable to talk about money. Find a group of friends or colleagues that are also interested in this topic that you can educate each other on regarding money. So get comfortable talking about money. Like, squash that bad habit. Don't be afraid to talk about money. Bad habit number 2 that needs to stop is that you are comfortable with debt. Ngongole. So comfortable that even small things like ndio, you're getting those things from Ngongole. That's a very bad habit, and that's something that you need to stop if you want to one day see yourself or call yourself a person who is financially free. Don't get comfortable with debt. Whatever you're making, do your best that what you're making is what you are surviving on. don't go all out, and most of the times we go all out to impress other people who, frankly, most of them don't even care about you. You go out to borrow money to buy that fancy dress, get that fancy phone, to buy that fancy car, to impress the people around you who, after they leave you, they have their own issues to worry about. They're not concerned about that dress of yours. So once you leave each other, you're now home worrying about how you're going to pay for that dress, because the money that's coming in month end will not even be enough to cover your bills. So live within, or even more importantly, below your means, so that you train yourself to know that whatever you get is enough. Like, be grateful for whatever you get. If you're getting in debt, it should be a calculated debt. It should be something that's like maybe an investment in your business, or you're purchasing an asset that's going to return money to you. But it should be a calculated risk, okay? So don't just borrow for the sake of borrowing. Debt should make you uncomfortable. Okay, you just tell yourself that if you can't afford it, then you shouldn't have it. But now you should think of ways of making more money so that you can then afford whatever it is that you want to buy. So in 2023, let's squash that habit of being comfortable with debt. And besides, debt like robs you of your peace. You're always wondering and worrying, like, where am I going to get the money? Because if you borrow it, it means you don't have it, and it's difficult for you to get it. Otherwise, you would have just waited to get that money and then buy. But if you do that, you rob yourself of your peace. So let 2023 be a peaceful year. Be uncomfortable with debt. That's bad habit number 2 that we need to stop this year. Bad habit number 3 that we need to stop is the habit that you don't pay yourself first. So the rule in budgeting is that the first thing that you need to do is to pay yourself. Not in budgeting, but more in the financial freedom journey, it's to pay yourself first. Normally, the recommended amount is between 10 to 15% of whatever money you make, whatever money you earn. You need to take 10 to 15% allocated to yourself. That money is supposed to be used for your long-term goals, like your long-term savings, for example, like your retirement planning, because that says that you are prioritizing yourself. You value yourself, and you know that the future you needs to thank you for what you're doing today. So you value yourself, and then you take that 10 to 15% to put it toward those things. And it's also good to know that you are putting yourself first, like taking all your money and paying off bills or debts, and then it's like all the money that you've earned is just going to everybody else but you. So we need to start practicing the habit of paying ourselves first. Like you matter. Without you, that money would not have been made. So you matter. You need to put yourself first. So let's practice the habit of paying ourselves first from whatever money that you make this year in 2023. Okay, bad habit number 4 that we need to stop is that you don't practice the habit of having an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a fund that you put aside to use in case of emergencies. This is one of our first videos. If you go back on this channel, that's one of the first videos that I shared. Having an emergency fund is essential. It should be a priority to you. So our last habit that I just discussed, the habit of paying yourself first, you can choose to say that 10% will be used to build up your emergency fund. After that fund is done, you can now choose to take that 10% and put it toward your retirement, for example. But having no emergency fund, as in no safety net, is a disaster on its own. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can start now. Like, it's not too late. So an emergency fund is ideally supposed to have at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, that in case anything happens, like what happened in 2022, the devaluation, but your salary remains the same, yet you're supposed to now pay more for your groceries or your rentals, school fees. That emergency fund, that backup, is what you would have used to sustain you throughout the year without having heart attacks on where your next income is going to come from to cover those expenses. Or, for example, let's say you fall sick, you can't work anymore, or your partner falls sick, they can't work anymore, but your bills are still the same. Having an emergency fund is a sure way that will make sure that you go through life as normal as you can, as you are now trying to figure out what you can do to earn more money. So practice the habit of having an emergency fund. Like, it should be like second nature to know that I need to have an emergency fund. So whatever money you're getting, you're putting aside into your emergency fund. And that fund, as I explained in the first video, if you can go back to watch that video, is that it should not be in the same bank account that you use on a daily basis. It needs to be in a separate account, and preferably with a separate bank, somewhere where you don't have an ATM card, somewhere where you don't have mobile banking, like something that is a safety net. It shouldn't be too easy to access. So let's break this bad habit of not prioritizing emergency fund. An emergency fund should be a priority to you. And bad habit number 5 is that you don't budget. We don't budget. I think in every video we talk about budgeting, because budgeting is the basics of financial literacy, financial freedom. You need to budget. If you budget, you will then clearly know your income and clearly know your expenses. If you don't do that, you don't have a clear picture of where your income is coming from or where your money is going. So budgeting has to be like at the forefront of whatever it is that you want to accomplish financially. So there are so many different types of budgets, and the one that I like to talk about is a zero-based budget, which simply means that your income minus your expenses should equal zero. And these expenses, there's also the lines of the savings, those emergency fund, or it's a retirement account, they go in as expenses. There's like a category for that. So let's break the bad habit of spending as if we are, I don't know, we're not sure about where we want to go, because just dipping into that account and hoping it's there, or hoping a certain amount is there when you're about to pay something without clearly knowing, is just poor money management, which will definitely lead you to debt, uh, financial wars. Like, you will not be financially free if you don't budget. And a budget is not a tool that's like restricting you on doing something. It's actually a tool that's helping you achieve your goals, because when you budget, again, as I said, you know where your income is coming from, where it's going. And when you look at your income, when you see that, okay, it's not enough, you have managed to trim your expenses, you know that, okay, I need to find another way of making more money. Don't practice that don't continue in 2023 practicing the bad habit of just spending anyhow. And the last bad habit that we need to break, bad habit number 6, is that you do not invest. You're not investing your money. You're just spending, spending, spending. So after we've done that budget, after we've done the paying ourselves, after we've done the emergency fund, now that we are paying ourselves, that 10% needs to be invested. One, as I said, you can use it to beef up your retirement account. Or two, you can now use it to buy stocks. You can now use it to put your money in investment accounts. You can use it to, I don't know, invest in a friend's business if you are into that kind of stuff. You can use it to start your own side hustle. But the point is, you need to invest your money. Like, don't just cling to your money like, oh, it's in a savings account. And that's another thing that we're going to talk about. They are different accounts that will either reduce your money or increase your money. So you may think you're saving by just keeping it in a certain account, but that's you more like squeezing your hand and like just holding on to that money, it never grows. In fact, most of the times it shrinks. So you need to release that money, invest it so that it can go make more money. So that's a habit that we need to start practicing in 2023. And I'll have more videos on how we can be investing wisely. Thank you so much for everyone who has stayed up to the end of this video. Thank you so much for welcoming me in 2023. I know I gave you like a long break last year, but this year we have so many exciting videos coming up. So, as I said, if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe because you don't want to miss what's coming up in our next videos. And if you are a good citizen, a good person, you need to share this video with a friend because you don't want to be the only person with this golden knowledge. Let us all love each other by sharing this video. Post it on your statuses or just share the link to your friends or a certain group. And if you have any questions regarding about any of the things that I've discussed here, or if you want videos explaining more or any other topic that's related to personal finance, do not hesitate to put that in the comment boxes below, or you can email me. My email is also on the description box that's going to be under this video. I will see you next time. Bye.